Hi guys, I'm Ed from Gun Mart TV, and today we're looking at the Fierce CT Rage. For those that don't know, Fierce firearms are made in the USA, and they specialise in high-end, lightweight, carbon fibre barrelled and stocked rifles. They are distributed in the UK by Trade UK, and the manufacturer actually claims a half MOA guarantee, which is pretty bold. So let's take a look. So let's start by looking at the barrel. The barrel itself, 22 inches long, and it's Fierce's own carbon C3 barrel with a matrix finish on the outside. It's really quite a spectacle to look at, and it comes out of the box with a pepper pot style muzzle brake up front. It's a threaded 5/8 24 UNEF, has a target crown and a match grade stainless steel hand lapped barrel liner within it. It shows a tapered profile, so it gets bigger the further towards the reinforce you get, and it starts with a diameter of about 22.7 millimeters up the front here. Now, some of the other rifles I've tested in the past with carbon fibre barrels I haven't been that impressed with. They sort of start misbehaving when they get hot, so you get point of impact shifts or quite a sort of big difference between your cold bore shot versus your sort of groups as the barrel starts to get warm. However, that has not been the case with this barrel at all, and it has proved remarkably consistent. As mentioned earlier, Fierce do offer a half MOA guarantee with these rifles, and I can say that I achieved that quite happily. I used 4 different brands of ammunition. From memory, it was Remington Premier Match, 140 grain, and we had some SMB 140 grain soft point, some Barnes 127 grain, the LRX or Vortex LR, and then I had some Remington Core Locked as well. And it was the Remington Core Lock which was the only one that didn't achieve half MOA or sub half MOA. And I shot these groups consecutively, which was really quite impressive. It handled its heat well and dissipated it as well. So well done, Fierce. And the tube, incidentally, is also fully free floated all the way back. So a very good start. So, in keeping with this rifle's lightweight nature, Fierce have used their own triad action, which is actually made out of titanium. It's drilled and tapped for bases, obviously, and I've got tally rings on here that Trade kindly sent, and you can opt for a Picatinny rail if that's what you would like. The finish is actually, again, Fierce's own last guard all-weather coating. And up the top here you'll see quite a sort of open ejection port as well, with plenty of room to gain access to the top of the magazine. Hence the triad name. The bolt comes with 3 lugs. It shows a Seiko style extractor and mechanical ejection. It's also controlled feed. As you can see, it's spirally fluted and shows a DLC coating. You've got a knurled sort of tactical knob here. The action itself offers a 70-degree throw, so it doesn't interfere with the scope in any way. The raceways are within the action are wire EDM cut, so they're very precise, very tight tolerances is what Fierce is all about, which obviously helps with accuracy down the line. Feed is from a lovely stainless steel Seiko style 2-column magazine with a capacity of 5 rounds. The mag can be loaded out of the rifle, or you can top it up within the rifle, which is really handy considering this is obviously primarily a hunting rifle. You've got a bolt release on this side, and all in all they've done a really good job with that. Control wise, Fierce have opted for a 2-position safety. Rear is safe with bolt lock and forward is fire. If you want to unload the rifle while it's on safe, there's a push button tab in front of the safety catch which allows you to operate the mechanism while on safe, which is a great idea. To the rear of the bolt shroud is a cocked action indicator which you can touch and feel in the dark, so that you know that you're ready to go. And importantly for any rifle, especially when it comes to shooting accurately, this comes with a fantastic Bix'nAndy trigger. It's described as match grade and adjustable from 1 to 3 pounds, though in the instructions it clearly states that you should leave it alone. It's adjusted at the factory to 2 3/4 pounds, and using my trusty Lyman trigger pull gauge, I got an average of 2 pounds 10 ounces. It's really good, no creep whatsoever, and a really crisp break. So I do agree with them, there's not really any need to touch that at all. Right, it's time to talk about the C3 carbon rage stock that's fitted to this rifle. And straight out the box, as soon as you handle it, the handling characteristics are just excellent. You know, you sort of get quite excited to buy them, which is a bit sad, but that's how it feels. It just, combined with the barrel, it just feels really quite different. I mean, naked the rifle comes in at about 6.1 pounds. And you can compare that to sort of a standard rifle like a Bergara B14 Hunter, which weighs 7.1. So there's a pound saving there, which might not sound like much, but for any of us who've carried a rifle a significant distance, you really do start to feel that extra pound. But more on that, it's more to do with the weight distribution for me. Obviously with this normal steel tube, you've got a lot more weight up this end of the rifle, and you combine that with a bipod and a moderator at the front, and it all starts to lean this way a bit. On this rifle as it stands now with this bipod, the point of balance is right here, and it feels really, really comfy. And obviously you could I mean this is quite sort of a range orientated bipod, and you could definitely save a bit of weight there, and then you can pick your moderator accordingly, but more on that later on. So design wise they've gone for the sort of Monte Carlo design, so it definitely, this particular one favours the right-handed shooter. You've got a lovely cheek piece on this side of the rifle, and the height of it combined, this scope here is a 50mm objective, like I said, in tally rings. Eye scope alignment is really good. You're not sat too low or too high. They've also spoilt you with a lovely right hand palm swell here, and the whole configuration offers up a really comfy thumb up position or wrap around depending on what you like, and the reach to the trigger is nice, spot on as well. The carbon fibre weave itself offers a grippy texture, and on this particular one you can see they've got sort of dabs of grey and brown paint, which is also textured, offering up a little bit of bonus grip. Fierce themselves, I had a look at their website and they offer quite a few different colour schemes. So you can obviously have a look at those, see what you like. You've also got their customary sort of claw marks here as well, which I quite like. Adds a bit of character. Dimension wise, you'll find that the distance from the tip to just in front of the metal trigger guard is 15 inches, which offers up a bit more real estate for us long arm shooters, and it works well with sticks, because it just, and if you've got a bipod fitted as well, it just moves it further up. So you know, you've still got a decent amount of space there for sticks as well, if that's how you want to shoot. There's a recess up here that they've positioned a Picatinny rail into, which is a really good idea. It moves it out of the way and means you're less likely to snag it or catch it on things. And also for me, I find when shooting for bench, which I do a lot at my range, it means that with a standard height bipod like this, sometimes you attach it on an underslung Picatinny rail, and the bipod, even on its lowest setting, is too high for your rear bag, which really frustrates me. But I can say that with a standard Atlas here, it's just absolutely spot on with a rear bag, which is nice. So at the rear, they fitted a 1-inch limb saver pad, which is a really good choice because it can make quite a lot of difference. And on a rifle where you can't beat physics, a lighter rifle, you're going to get more recoil. And I have to say the limb saver really does do its job. So including the 1-inch pad, you get a length of pull of 14 inches, which is a little bit short for me, but will be fine for a lot of shooters. But all in all, a really special stock, and again, they've done a good job here. So we've talked about all the features of the rifle, and now we've got to look at how it shoots. I've already touched on the accuracy, zero complaints there, and the consistency. Absolutely brilliant, especially from a lightweight rifle such as this. I have found lightweight rifles tricky to shoot consistently in the past, because they obviously, because of their low mass, bounce around a bit more with recoil, and this rifle still does that. You can still lose sight of the target after your shot. However, this rifle sort of changes things up by being so consistently accurate downrange, and the more you practice, the better you get, and I found that as well. I know for a fact that I shot it from sticks, and I was jumping around all over the place after each shot, but I got better and better. But I'd still need to practice quite a lot. I should mention that this one's in 6.5 Creedmoor, and I would say that I probably wouldn't want anything larger or thumpier caliber-wise. I think I would stick to this caliber, which for the UK is, you can do everything with it. I certainly wouldn't want anything bigger as my first lightweight rifle. I would just work with this one. Interestingly, I did find that the 127 grain Barnes ammunition that I was using, that was a noticeable reduction in recoil, so offered me more control over the rifle because of the lower bullet weight, which is great news, seeing as a lot of the non-lead options are lighter weight for the caliber that you're using. And I think if this was my rifle as well, I would probably put a slightly heavier moderator up front as well, and I think that would mitigate the sort of lightweight rifle trait of jumping around a little bit after your shot. But in use, I just don't really have any complaints. I'm sort of in awe of it, really. It surprised me. I haven't had very good experiences with lightweight rifles, in the past, but this one has changed my mind on them, and I would happily own it. So other than the disadvantage of it jumping around a bit, there is of course the price, which is significant, but you'll struggle to find a carbon fibre barrelled and stocked rifle that doesn't cost a fair amount of money. The action worked flawlessly, feed from the magazine was flawless. Because of the mechanical ejection, you can operate the action with gusto, because that will affect the amount of energy imparted on ejection. And then if you're on the range, you can pull it back really slowly and the case will barely go anywhere, so you can keep hold of your brass. For reloads, and talking of reloads, I didn't use any, so with reloads there's probably even more performance left on the table, where you could really tailor the powder choice, projectile choice to this rifle and achieve even more performance. So overall, a great option if you are looking for a lightweight rifle for stalking. And the good news is it will also let you do a bit of range time as well. So if you like to hunt but also like a bit of casual range time, this rifle will do that as well, which is unusual for this sort of type. So go and check one out. So guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, make a comment and click the notification bell so you can hear about all our latest videos as they get uploaded.